Hi, whatever you're hearing, whenever you're hearing someone speaks and they make a statement, always ask yourself in your mind, is it the rule or is it the exception? People generalize things a lot. What I mean by that? Generalizations such as all men are like that, all women are like that, that school always, that administration behaves like that, if you go to that hospital it is like that. Good or bad, whatever, maybe they're praising or they're criticizing, it doesn't matter. But you need to always ask, is it the rule or is it the exception? Because it's very dangerous when people generalize and they don't realize, the listener also does not realize that he or she is listening, and it goes into their mind and they will believe it. It becomes more dangerous when they believe it. If they hear it from one side and they let it out immediately, then that's fine. If they are critical enough, they should think and always ask, is it the rule? That means, is it applicable most of the time for all the people, for most of the people? If yes, then it might be true. Maybe 80% of other people are not facing the problem that the person describes. Like in the case of a hospital, that such and such hospital charges a lot, they are making bills, they are only wanting you to stay there so they can make bills. Is it true? Is it true 80% of the time, like for 80% of the patients? Maybe yes, maybe no. But you need to ask yourself and maybe confirm from other sources. Because what is general and what is true, generally it doesn't make sound. Okay? It is silent. People praise in silence and they criticize very loudly. If it is true, it will hold true since the last 5 years or 10 years, and it will hold true for another 5 or 10 years. But if it is false, it will last very short period of time. People will come to know the truth very fast. So whenever you're hearing something about someone or about an organization or about a situation, maybe that person speaking or making the statement, he or she himself is not in a balanced state of mind. You never know. Generalizations are, bad in the sense that even a generalization that the sun always sets or the sun always rises in the morning and it always sets in the night is not 100% true. I'll give you an example, a very practical one, a scientific one. Now before I get there, I want to just share you one thing which is very common. All of us know that the earth is round, right? It is round. We all know that. But do we all know? No, not all of us know that. There are some people who still believe that the earth is flat. They organize events also to promote this idea that the earth is flat. Books have been written on it. They might be true, they might not be. Science says no. Right? So even if you say the earth is round, that generalization is not accepted by some people. But it's a general rule, right? We accept it as a general rule. But there are exceptions that there are exceptional number of people of this planet that believes that the earth is flat. It is not round. We have to respect that, right, as humans? Now, as the example of the sun which I said, it's very generally accepted that the sun rises in the morning and it sets in the night 365 days of a year. Is it true? I will say, science say, it is 99% true. Why? There is a place in the North Pole where for one day the sun never set in the summer solstice, that is 21st of June. And in the winter, in the same place, in the winter also, the sun never rises in that place for one day. That is the winter solstice. I think it's 22nd of December. What I mean is that the sun always rises in the morning is applicable like 364 days, but not 365 days. So be careful of your generalization. The earth is round is generally accepted. There are some people who don't accept it. And they have their theories, their own theories, their books, research have been done. They have their own way to explain things. And the sun always rises, always is it true? Be careful of accepting even yourself. Don't generalize things too much, because it may be true for you, it may not be true for others. It may be true at one point of time, it may not be true tomorrow. It may be true yesterday, it may not be true today. Right? Things change, people change, circumstances change, businesses come up and they go down also. They open a shop and they might close tomorrow, you never know. It's war now, it might be peace tomorrow. It's peace now, it might be war tomorrow. You never know. You can't generalize things. The biggest example that I just gave, that the sun always rises in the morning, is not true for 2 days for 1 day in a year, and the sun always sets in the night is not true for 1 day in a year in a particular place in the North Pole. So be careful. Is it general rule or is it the exception? Is it the rule or is it the exception? Whenever you hear something, whenever you speak something, explain it in such a way that generally this is accepted. I hope you get the lesson. I hope it makes sense to you. I might be wrong. I still might be wrong, even if I speak on behalf of science. I'm not a scientist, but what I have learned, what I have observed, what you can search yourself on Google, but I still may be wrong. But if you like this video, if you like what I said, if it makes sense to you, please hit that like button and share this to someone who needs to see this. Also, if you subscribe, it will help me a lot. Do comment what you think of what I just said.